What if I told you that the most powerful people in history won by looking like they knew the least? I know that sounds completely backwards, but stick with me. 2,000 years before strategic incompetence had a name, Socrates built his entire method on it, approaching brilliant people and saying, in effect, "I know nothing, please teach me." He called it knowing that he did not know. What he was actually doing was using apparent ignorance as a wedge to pull apart ideas no direct challenge could ever reach. And by the end of this video, you're going to see that same move hiding inside your own conversations. And you'll never look at a confused smile the same way again. The people most vulnerable to this strategy are not the gullible, not the naive, not the slow. They're the intelligent, the confident, the socially skilled. Why? Because smart people trust their own ability to read a room. The moment they spot what looks like a gap in your awareness, they either move to exploit it or they dismiss you. And in doing both, they reveal themselves completely. Now think about yourself for a second. Think about the last time you downplayed what you actually knew. Maybe you let someone explain something you already understood. Maybe you asked a question you already had the answer to. You probably told yourself you were being polite. What you were actually doing was opening a door. And this video is about learning to walk through it on purpose. Every human being is running a continuous background evaluation of the people around them, asking a single question: does this person have the power to harm my interests? When the answer feels like no, behavior relaxes into honesty. When the answer feels like yes, people perform. They measure their words, they manage their impression, they hand you the rehearsed version of themselves. So here's the definition, stated plainly. Strategic incompetence is the deliberate act of appearing less capable, less informed, or less aware than you actually are. Specifically to lower the defenses of the people around you and expose what they genuinely think, feel, and want. It is the art of consistently registering as low threat in their assessment, while staying fully active in your own observation. Strategic incompetence only works when you are deeply competent underneath it. You have to know enough to recognize when something significant is being revealed. You have to know enough to ask the naive question that actually exposes the real answer. If you genuinely don't know what you're looking for, you'll sit in that conversation collecting noise instead of signal. The great practitioners are students first. They build real expertise, and then they choose when and with whom to reveal it. The concealment is the strategy. The knowledge is the foundation. You cannot have one without the other. The primary instrument of this whole practice is the naive question. And there is a craft to building one. A genuinely simple question can be answered simply. A strategically constructed naive question forces the other person to make choices that reveal their priorities, their assumptions, their loyalties, without them ever realizing a choice is being made. Compare these two questions. The first, why did you decide to handle it that way? That's direct. It sounds critical. It raises defenses. The second, I'm probably missing something here, but help me understand what made this the right approach? Softer on the surface, but it actually demands more. The person has to justify their logic, reveal their reasoning, and confirm their ownership of the decision, all while believing they're just educating someone who didn't quite follow. The difference in information yield is enormous, and the difference in how threatening it feels is just as large. This principle shows up everywhere once you start looking for it. Think about an effective investigator, not the television detective who announces every deduction to the room, but the one who sits across from a suspect and says, "I'm sorry, I don't fully understand this part. Can you walk me through it again?" That question is not confusion. That's a trap. When someone explains something to a person they believe doesn't grasp it, they fill in details they'd never volunteer otherwise. They relax. They elaborate. They sometimes contradict themselves. And the investigator, looking completely lost, is cataloging every word. Now bring it into your own world. Imagine you suspect a colleague is taking credit for your work behind closed doors. The instinct is to confront, to investigate aggressively, to ask pointed questions. And what happens? They know you're onto them. They tighten up. They build a counter-narrative. Nothing useful comes out. But what if instead you played slightly oblivious? "I'm still figuring out how this project came together. Can someone remind me who drove what decisions here?" You look genuinely curious, a little lost. Then you watch. Who speaks first? Who looks at who? Who takes credit? And who deflects? 30 seconds of comfortable confusion on your part gathers more accurate information than an hour of direct questioning. Here's the loop to internalize. Every time you strategically remove the threat signal your awareness creates, you create a vacuum, and people instinctively fill vacuums with honesty. In your next high-stakes conversation, try one thing. Answer fewer questions unprompted, and ask more questions that sound basic. Slow down your need to show what you know. Ask the naive version of what you actually want answered. Then watch what changes. Notice who fills the silence. Notice what gets volunteered the moment no one thinks you're tracking. Notice how different the information is from what you'd have received if you'd walked in signaling everything you already understood. And when you do it, remember the second layer most people miss. This isn't only about what people say when their guard is down. It's about what they do. When someone believes you don't grasp the power structure in a room, they behave according to it naturally. No performance for your benefit. So watch who defers to who. Watch who gets interrupted and who never does. Watch who people look to for approval before speaking. Those are the honest data points. They disappear the moment everyone knows you're paying close attention. Like every powerful tool, this one can be used to protect yourself and understand others more clearly. Or it can be used to manipulate people who trust you. Using it to see whether someone is being honest, to navigate a politically complex environment, to read a room so you can move through it more wisely. Those are legitimate. Using it to deceive someone into a decision that harms them, or to weaponize information against someone who trusts you, that's not. The tool is neutral. The person wielding it is not. And here's what this practice teaches you about yourself. Most of us are addicted to demonstrating competence. We want people to know what we know, because signaling intelligence has historically meant safety and status. But that addiction costs you something. Every time you announce what you know, you close the loop on what others will tell you. The most powerful version of this isn't even a technique. It's a mindset. The genuine belief that every person in your environment knows something you don't, and that the fastest way to access it honestly is to make them feel completely unthreatened in sharing it. The people who master this are not passive. They're not weak. They're not confused. They're trading a small reward, the immediate pleasure of being recognized as capable, for something far more valuable. They trade the appearance of knowing for the reality of understanding. So act confused enough to see clearly. Stay quiet enough to hear everything, and never let them know just how much you already understand. If you got value from this video, like it and subscribe to our channel.